if you give me a fight, like with anybody, I'm just gonna go in there thinking they're better than the last guy I fought.
He hasn't accrued a lot of damage in his career. He's produced a lot of damage. Now, he ate a shot, he got caught. This is what it happens to the best of us. But he still has his head.
Amateur is where you see people excel the most. Once you hit the pro level, it's like then you start fight by fight getting a little bit better and stuff. But amateur level is just week by week, day by day, you're getting way better.
Yeah. I like my guys to learn from other people's mistakes, right? A wise man learns from other people's mistakes. If you plan to come in here and play tit for tat and go technique for technique, and you want to play chess, but you're going against the grandmaster and you're not, you're inevitably betting against yourself.
Putting in that work and fighting, I just love it. So it's easy to do it every day because I want people going to my house, looking at my wins or my trophies and being like, holy fuck, he was here, he beat this guy. That's what I want.
Well, Ryan, it's about time.
It is about time. But what time is it? That's the question.
It's a time for the earthquake to be here. Jason Granado, Mr. Viral, and Cody Sessions. Happy to have you guys here.
Pleasure to be here.
Did you change your nickname to the Earthquake or something?
I did, yep.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, bro, your name really should be the Earthquake. I mean, after that last fight of yours, I mean, did you ever think something like one of your fights would go that viral?
I think so, dude, because a lot of like people are going like, dude, that was the fastest paced fight I've ever seen. Like I've never seen somebody come out with such aggression in the striking, but dude, a lot of my fights are like that. Like, I've always fought like that. It's just now I got the big cameras and the big dogs putting it on the show. So I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, I think we're right around 2.9 million views, 250,000 likes, and like 150,000 shares.
That's the most liked, viewed, commented, and post that Up Next Fighting has ever done.
Oh, dude, that's so sick to know.
Well, I mean, it's earned and deserved, right? I mean, I think Up Next alone, we gained like 3,000 followers off that one clip. That's huge, bro.
That's huge, bro. It's the only post I have where like every day I just still see likes and comments and like every day my phone's blowing up.
You know what I liked about that though is like, okay, on internet you got so many haters and there was a couple like hate comments on there, but like compared to your usual like posts, like there's actually a lot of positivity, a lot of people giving both fighters their props and stuff, which is really cool to see.
I mean, I think, I think after the fight, I mean, we're talking about like, this is what MMA is all about in high level competition, right, Cody?
Yep. It takes two to tango. We had a damn good dance partner that night. We knew it going in there, but same thing. When you watch that fight over, and this isn't taking anything away from Attila, when you watch that fight over, we're talking about the earthquake. Who makes you shake? When you watch that fight and you go, okay, I'm gonna fight one of these guys. Who makes your lip quiver?
Both, to be fair. I'm not fighting either one of them. Right. But I get what you're saying.
From a technical standpoint, I'm going, damn.
Well, look, I don't think you could take anything away from Attila. And ultimately, he walked out with his hand raised, right? Yep. But I mean, let's be honest. You know, Jason was dominating that entire fight. I think you dropped him 3+ times during that short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's still a tough pill to swallow. Just like, oh,
bro,
it was mine.
Bro, and you're a veteran of the sport, Cody, but it's got to be a tough pill to swallow because you could be doing so well that whole time and get caught with one shot and it changes the entire dynamic.
I think I was taking that better than most people. My thing is better now than ever, or better now than later. But the big thing is because he's tried and true. He's battle tested. We haven't had false positives. He hasn't been fighting bums.
For sure.
We knew what we were getting ourselves into. But the big thing is he hasn't accrued a lot of damage in his career. He's produced a lot of damage. Now he ate a shot, he got caught. Yeah. This is what it happens to the best of us. But he still has his head. He didn't leave that fight not knowing where he was. He didn't leave that fight gassed and body messed up. He didn't leave that fight need to be on a hiatus because of his brain. I think we got caught and that sucks. And I know we wanted the belt that night, but I think that was experience that we needed right then and right there. It was a reality check that we got to cash in, and people are going to now see that video. They're going to know what's to come. And we know that was then. We grew from that. So that was on the job experience. And now after we've had many conversations, I know he's his own man. He has a big wrinkly brain and he uses it. And I try my best to make suggestions to lead people in the right direction. And we're normally always hand in hand with one another. And I think that's exactly what we needed right then and there. Because now going forward, we know what happened. It wasn't just it got caught. It was it was some zestiness. You know what I mean? It was that youth.
I loved every minute of that zestiness, though, bro. Yeah. I have to tell you, bro. We had Fetty on the pod, and he said, like, we're talking about your fight. Yeah. He's like, bro, I rewatched that thing at least 100 times myself. Oh, yeah. I think the thing that impresses me most about you, right, is the way that you embraced that fight. Yeah, it was a loss, but the way that you sort of embraced it. You know what I mean? It just really seems like your head is on straight, like Cody is talking about. Like, you just took the L. You know that you were doing great in that fight, and it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, at this level, the L's they're supposed to happen to get me ready for that next level. So if I'm taking L's like that, I mean, it's not really too much to be.
Yeah, and there's some more to go into. I mean, you're a warrior, and like you're not gonna bring this stuff up, but you know, we've all talked, right? And you really want to be a 135er. You took that fight at 155 on like 2 weeks' notice. Yeah, that's never been brought up, never been an excuse. That's a shit if you signed the. But it just goes to show you're ready to take the challenges, fight the toughest guys, and do what you got to do to get to that next level. And again, you look fucking amazing in that fight. You know, you got caught, but it was a great war.
Yeah, what I love about you guys is, like, you're not looking for the easy fight.
And I'll come on that real quick. I mean, me and Cody talk for all his guys matchmaking. Yeah. They don't say no to anyone. Like, you've never said no once to anyone. Is that something you're trying to embody in all, you know, your guys, or at least at the Rising Stars level of like just getting the good work in?
I'm going to be completely honest. That is not my mentality. I want that to be known right here. This whole
well, you've never said no before.
This whole, it doesn't matter who, doesn't matter where. That is in my personal opinion. If you plan this to be a career or you're not just a hobby, a career, I think that is the dumbest fucking mindset you can have. There's time and place for everything, and you need to execute accordingly, and you need to think about your actions because they can get you knocked the fuck out. They can have that career shortened very, very quick. So I'm big on telling my guys, I don't think this is smart. And I'm also big on my guys going, ooh, I don't know about that. Like, I think this is a perfect time for this matchup.
Yeah.
So it's, I think I can attest to that. We fought David Fisher. David Fisher is a kickboxing champion, boxing champion, Muay Thai champion with 30, 40 fucking fights. Something like he's a phenom. He fought with me in the Olympic qualifiers or whatnot. He's a gangster. You were
only 4 fights.
He was 4-0, and they literally had us sign 2 or 3 waivers, like multiple times, saying, "Hey, the gentleman that you're agreeing to fight has this many fights. Yeah. He's this good. He's this credible and accredited. Has this many accolades. We need to make sure." When you sign that you know who you're fighting, just in case you get fucked up.
I'm calling Cody like, "Hey, they're making me sign something again."
He's like, "Are you sure, coach? Are you sure we should do this?" His mom would reach out to me, "Hey, are you sure this is a good fight? Are you this guy has a lot of experience?" I'm saying, I trust numbers. Math is math, and the math is adding up. I truly think he has his number. I wouldn't put him in there if I didn't believe in him. Please have faith in your son. Okay. And what happened?
First round KO.
They should have made him sign waivers.
How'd you finish him?
It was technically a knee on the way down after I think a right.
Yeah, I dropped him. They 10 counted him, got him back up, started landing more, and then I doubled up a right hand, boom, boom, and I put him out. And I meant to go right hand the knee, so I put him out with the right hand, and I threw the knee anyway. And on the way down, caught him in the head, gave him like 20 stitches in his face.
So two things on that though. So what's it like to? I mean, I think everyone needs to have a coach that believes in them, but you're only 4-0, about to go fight someone with 30, 40 fights.
Yeah.
How important is it that you have a coach that believes in you, is ready for you to step up for challenges, but, you know, really believes in you and makes you feel that you're ready for something like that? Because I'm sure you were in your head a little nervous to fight someone with 30, 40 fights.
Yeah. No, it's everything, bro. It's who you have in your corner on that night, who you have in your corner during that whole camp. I mean, I've seen people, I don't want to mention any names, who they've had people in their corner and like they look more fucking nervous than them. Fight than their fighter, and it's like, come on, that's just gonna wear off and it's not gonna do good. But you have somebody confident in you and they're building your confidence up the whole camp. like when you get to the fight, like you're ready to go.
Well, no matter what, you're in there alone, right? But at the end of the day, this is such a sport that where your support network matters so much because, in my opinion, it's not just physical. It's a lot mental, in my opinion. And to have great support systems in place guiding you to do the right things and make the right moves, and who are really looking out for your best interest, I think is huge. Because going back to what you were saying before, yeah, I'm not a fan of fight anybody, any place, and all that either. But I think what Ryan was trying to get across is you haven't said no to anybody because I think the matchmaking has been pretty much on point, and you're very in tune with your guys on what they should be doing and what they shouldn't be doing. You know what I mean? And I think that's one thing that, want to compliment you because, you work with Nathan Hawthorne too, who I just think is just an incredible talent also.
He's a stud.
No, he really is, bro. It's what I really love is it's great. You could be a stud in the cage and whooping people's ass, but when you can be a good human being at the same time, be articulate and this and that. These are the guys that, in my opinion, have the best future in combat sports.
Yep. Yeah. The big thing is like, once again, I as a coach, I make suggestions. I have a team full of gentlemen that bust their ass on a day-to-day, that live hard lives just like everybody here and everywhere else, that continue to be coachable, but don't treat it like a fucking game. They treat it like a career even when they're not getting paid for it. Yeah. So the reason why I have my instilled confidence within them and in my team is because I see the work. But before he ever had his amateur debut, he was doing two or three personal training sessions with me a week while showing up to class 5 days a week and still outsourcing extra work. Nice. So before he even had a career that had started, he was treating it like a professional. I have CJ, Clarence Watson, Afro Warrior Watson. Okay, same idea. Okay, that is a half Thai black guy, right? He's been with me since day one, but immediately right after started training, what's he do? Engulfed himself in the culture, engulfed himself in the craft, watched it, mentored himself, and then just listen to some of my suggestions. Like, these are guys that treat it with a professionalism and a time and respect that it deserves, and then they reap what they sow.
But how often are there guys coming to your gym that, walk the walk but don't talk the talk, or talk the talk and don't walk the walk?
I'm gonna be honest.
Be fucking honest, Cody.
Not very often.
Nice.
Not very often. There's a few question whores. They ask, so what do we need to do to get a fight, or what do you think, like timeline, whatnot? But you are who you kick it with, right? So when you're around gentlemen like Jason, you're around gentlemen like CJ, you're around gentlemen like Nathan, you're around gentlemen like Evan Ortiz, you're around people like Ryu, Justin Cantorna, you're around people like George and Chris. You are who you kick it with. You can only bullshit for too long, and
100%.
I hold guys accountable, and I expect the same, and I think we all do that. We do it with love, but we're not enablers. So if somebody's acting like they're Billy Badass in the gym and acting like they're gonna fight and they fucking suck, we're gonna let them know, like, bro, like,
you suck.
You suck. Like, you need to put your foot on the gas and get to work, because then they're surrounded by people like him that bust their fucking ass and see the results. Like, win or lose.
Right.
In this fight game, after that last fight, where did his stock go?
Oh, his stock went up, bro.
There you go.
Like, I mean, I really think it's kind of like amazing.
And Attila's.
Yeah,
both. That's the fight. We say it for a lot of fights, but that fight was truly, no one really lost in that fight.
No.
I mean, someone got their hand raised, someone went home with a championship belt, but you got a lot more fans from that night. I think, that fight got seen by a lot of eyeballs, and they got to see your technical ability, your skill. You're even a dog in there, right? Even Attila before that caught you with some shots, and you're just coming forward like, come on. You know what I mean? So
takes two to
tango.
Well,
I think your performance speaks for itself, because we have some news about May 31st, right? What's that news, Ron?
Well, like Cody did, W or L. Coming off an L, Jason Granado is going to be fined for another championship belt on May 31st. Yep. Featherweight title versus Griffin Rodriguez.
Earned and deserved, brother.
Oh, baby.
Bro, what do you think about your opponent, Griffin Rodriguez?
Good. I've seen him fight. He's fought one of my teammates. He fought Isaac Enriquez.
Okay.
And
yeah, you want to talk about that? I mean, we'll interrupt Jason. You want to talk about that coffee, Cody?
Fuck the belt,
Did you see
Let's talk about the coffee,
Cody's
bro.
eyes just went, woo.
This coffee is fantastic.
I made the coffee.
Oh, it is. I'm past misdemeanors. I will commit felonies for this coffee.
I love it.
He does make really good coffee, though. He really does.
That's good.
Three or four waves of like fifth graders.
Listen, Jason, I can't get in the cage and mix it up like you, Jason, but I can make that coffee. All right, getting back to Griffin. What are your sort of thoughts on Griffin?
Yeah, no, he's good. He's a good striker. I think I should probably watch a little bit more on him, but just the matchup gets me excited. It's another striker kind of going in there, and I want to use a lot of my just all my martial arts in this fight, because I feel like the last fight I kind of just kept it the same old me, like normal fighting style, and didn't get to use a lot of the tools I've been working on. So this next one we learned a lot in that first battle.
Well, I always say when I sit here, I'm not an expert in MMA. Yeah. I'm a fan, and I'm a big fan of yours, bro. Like that last fight was fucking fire. I personally, again, I'm repeating myself, but I've watched that thing hundreds of times.
Same.
What do you think? Yeah, man, I think everyone has. What do you think, Ryan, is the key to this fight with Griffin and Jason? What do you see? How do you see this going down?
I think they're both very technical. They're both very skilled, and you guys have both fought some tough competition. So I think it's really gonna come down to game plan and who's it's like this every night, but who's a better man that night? Honestly, because you guys both have different styles, but you both are very smart fighters, both technical, and know your way around that cage. So I really think it's gonna come down to game plan, to be honest.
God, I love our matchmaker. Cody, what do you think about this thing, man? What are you guys talking about with this matchup? I mean, don't give away secrets, bro. I'm not looking for that. I'm just
I'll keep this. Okay, there's levels to everything, right?
Yeah.
And in MMA, there's too many variables to hyper focus on one or two, or to call it or bet on it per se.
Yeah.
This is my ideology of thinking. When you have two strikers, right, and they're both competent, right? There's levels, right? And I used my math and my research and footage and so on and so forth, right, to impose a educated guess or response in saying who's better here, better there, right? More competent, once again, 7 times out of 10, 8 times, 9 times out of 10. Personally believe Jason's a much better striker. With that being said, I become less worrisome with gentlemen that are fighting other strikers that are technical when we're on a higher level. Reason being, some of the hardest rounds, and I think other strikers watching this can attest to this, isn't always playing against the guy that plays chess with you. If me and you're playing chess, I'm a grandmaster.
Ryan can't play chess. I'm just letting you know now, Cody. You win every time.
It's just a hypothetical, man. You know what that shit up, man. It's all good.
But like when you play chess with somebody and they're good at chess, but you're great at chess, the great guy normally wins 9 times out of 10. Right. When you have somebody that's not technical and they're digging deep and weighing things that you're not used to seeing,
awkward movements, awkward punches, throws you off a bit. Yeah.
There's more variables that are unexpected.
Sure.
Once again, I'm a betting man. So if you plan to come in here and play tit for tat and go technique for technique, and you want to play chess, but you're going against a grandmaster and you're inevitably betting against yourself. So I'm like, okay, well, let's just see how the pieces go. Let's see who takes more points off the board. And that's where I put a lot of faith in my guys, because they're very well trained and they know how to execute game plans. And how many times, I mean, even just in the back room, have we been going over things that we've done throughout the whole camp, literally in the back room, and then you literally knock somebody out with exactly what the fuck we did moments before, just in the warm up.
Yeah, a lot of times.
And that's not just him. That's plenty of the guys on the team.
Well, Jason, on that point, what's your key to being so coachable? Because it sounds like you're like that sponge, like you're very coachable.
Yes. Just when I got there, I just knew I was in the right spot. I knew this is what I want to do, and I saw guys like he mentioned CJ, and just seeing CJ walk around and like the little aura he had and how good he was, just like, oh, I want to be like that guy. Or just seeing Evan too walking around, like, and I knew they just got to that area just by listening to him. So I'll just do the same.
So how did you guys connect though? Like, did you just?
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, the gentleman that runs the gym, Rodney, had a conversation, I believe, with his pops.
Yeah.
And just kind of recommended us because he was at a place where he was training and it wasn't getting quite out of it what he really wanted for his goals.
Right.
And so he was looking like, hey, is there a spot locally where this can happen? And it was a recommendation. He picked up on the recommendation, and I think immediately
just clicked right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just, do you have a pretty good family support network?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I credit a lot of where I am to them. They help me. My mom, my dad, even my brothers, like everybody helps me. And whenever I have fights, sell a bunch of tickets, and it's all family there. So just
and your mom comes.
Oh yeah, it was tough for her at first. It was tough for her. There'd definitely have to be more than one drink involved for her to get through the entire fight. But I mean, dude, I was winning every fight pretty easily, so it was getting easier for her. Yeah.
Your brother also competes, right? I thought I saw him. You guys posting.
That's my cousin.
Oh, is that your cousin?
Yeah,
oh, okay,
he just fought. Yeah, he just
same last name, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The gifted one, Granado, Jerry.
Yeah.
He just fought. He did some damage too. He's a good Muay Thai fighter. Young kid like me too.
Hell yeah.
It runs in their damn blood.
They have
an amazing
Granado
family.
family just has it, huh?
They have an
I have
amazing
younger
family.
cousins who are all like competing all around the world in MMA and stuff.
Nice. What about your pops? Did your pops train?
No, nobody. No, just us younger ones. Just we're the ones that fight. I grew up in a baseball family actually, so I played baseball my entire life at a pretty competitive level too. Like trying to go D1, D2 college,
nice.
and pretty much my whole life. Just
What
always.
position did you play?
A mixer. My best was pitcher. That's what I ended off with, just because my hitting was starting to fall a little bit. But mostly third base, shortstop. Like it's pretty athletic all the time, so around that area.
Ask Ryan about his athletic career.
Or what sports you play?
Why are you laughing, Cody?
Because you looked at the ground right when you said.
Cody's so shit on you, bro.
You're not good at chess. You got to be good at.
I played basketball at a pretty high level for being Jewish and 5'9". I mean, how far can you really go? When we played AAU, played all the tournaments with the college scouts and everything. Maybe scored like 4 points a game or something, but.
There you go.
He was actually pretty good,
basketball?
especially when he was younger. Him and his brother, because he has a twin, they used to dominate all the the younger leagues and shit like that. It was just in high school where it just didn't go well because everybody else grew and they really didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was like towards the end of my baseball career. Like when I would go to those showcases and stuff, and I'd see these kids, and I'm like, they're grown ass men shaking my hand, and they're like, I'm only 14. I'm like,
peptides since they were 9 years
gonna
old.
be in here. I gotta go somewhere else. So, yeah.
Well, what made you go from baseball, to combat sports? What was that like trigger?
I've always had the interest of just fighting. I've always been into fights and always like war type of stuff too. So that type of mentality. And I was already picking up training a little bit when I was playing baseball, like a little bit in high school. I was doing like just some boxing, not really too much. And then, once I just started hanging up the cleats, I was at the gym he was talking about. Me and my boy, you guys know Israel Salazar.
Yeah, of course.
Big fan of Israel.
So that's like my dog. We started around like the same time, and we were at that gym, and we both knew like this is what we want to do. This isn't the spot. Like we need a different spot. So there was like a time where we were just going around to different gyms, seeing like where we could try to fit in, just trying all these different spots that we could come up with, and we really couldn't find anything. And then he found Georgie at OG. I found Cody at XFit, and then we just started climbing up, and then now we're back here together, training all together again.
They still train together. They still pick each other's brains, whatnot. Izzy's a stud.
Just at a way higher level.
He's on a roll tear right now.
He really is on a roll.
Yeah.
He's a dude monster, man.
Yeah, no, he really is. I always say, Ryan always laughs at me, I'm a fan of everybody, because I am. I'm a fan of MMA. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of the athletes.
Yeah.
But what made you pick Cody's gym and XFit? What was that secret sauce that you knew that you were home?
I didn't have a spot, and like he said, it was one night. My dad was there was like UFC fights going on, and my dad was like at the neighbor's house, and he called me. He's like, "Hey, like talking to this guy. He said he has a cool fight gym. He knows who your coach is. Like, come over here and talk to him." And I went over there, and I didn't really know who he was at all, but he was just telling me like, "Yeah, we have a good Muay Thai coach. We have this," and I was like, "I'll just go try it out." And then when I got there, it was a big size class, like bigger class than I've ever seen, and just right away, the first combo we were doing was just like something I haven't really seen before, but like everything was just clicking like first day.
Sometimes you just go like you're just in a place you're like, oh, this is where I need to be.
You know what I mean? Exactly
totally.
like that. Exactly like that. So ever since then, I just lived in the gym.
Yeah.
Literally.
Lived there. I love that. You're a proud coach. You can tell. But so Cody, what do you think your secret sauce is, man? Why have you been so successful, with Jason and some of the other great athletes that you're working with? What do you think?
Because I'm still learning. I test my youth and my physical capabilities and the ability to keep learning and progressing. Because I'm a coach that fights, not a fighter that coaches. So my guys are number one. I happen to still just be able to do things. So I do that so I can still lead by example and not be a talker.
Yeah.
But I think it's really a lot of connection. You know what I mean? I don't fake the funk with people. Don't get me wrong. I have my moments of bitch assness where I'm not in a good mood or I didn't sleep or whatnot.
Don't we all?
Right?
Yeah. You have your days where you don't sleep for like 3 days, right?
Yeah.
I follow you on social
insomnia.
media, bro. There's a couple things I'm going to ask you today.
I have some bad insomnia, but the big thing is I would like to say that I'm a good fighter.
Yeah.
But I'm really fucking good at making other people better than me. Really good at that.
Yeah.
I've touched some gold myself, but it seems like everything I touch turns into fucking gold. I'm serious.
Yeah, but I think that's probably because you invest in people and you care about being a positive part of their journey.
Yeah. I give a fuck.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't. I
you
do.
can tell you're very passionate about this shit.
Well, there are some coaches that sort of like put themselves out there in front of their athletes, right? And it's very clear that you're standing with your athletes.
I want better for my brother. I want better for my brother than I want for myself.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing in life that we should all kind of live by.
Don't get me wrong. I have my moments. I'm human. I'm selfish. And I'm selfish in many ways.
Moments. I mean, for a minute there, weren't you like going to go off the grid or something? Like,
well, I mean, dude, I live in an off-grid box truck with my wife and my 2 puppies. So it's like I don't mind living a humble life.
Yeah.
But when I'm in the corner for my guys going to war, I've been in war myself and I've walked them there. It's a very audacious thing to do. I want them to succeed, and I'm a firm believer in everybody that I coach. And if I don't, I've said it plenty of times in the gym. If you're not meeting the prerequisites, I will not be in your corner because I'm not going to just be there. I'm not going to have the audacity just to be there, just to fake sign off so you can get fucked up.
Yeah.
If the work's not being done, I'm not going to be there.
Yeah, you've dealt with some coaches too, Ryan, right? Like some of the athletes, hey, I want to fight, I want to be on the card, and the coach give you a call like he ain't fighting, he hasn't been in the gym, and we're not putting our stamp on this one.
Yeah,
no, totally.
That's a good coach.
More times than you would think, right?
That's a good coach. That needs to happen
100%.
a lot more. A lot more. I've seen a lot of coaches, even I'm not going to say any names, but some big coaches let their guys take so much punishment without throwing in the fucking towel.
Yeah, so let's go there a little bit.
You don't really see that in MMA too much, so right? People throwing in the towel or whatever. Like you really don't.
But
people
shouldn't
should.
it be thrown in at certain times? Like if somebody's taking and I think it goes back to sort of what's the purpose? Why are we here? Where are they at in their journey too? Like, does this person need to take this unnecessary beating at this moment in time? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So when do you throw in that towel? When would you do it?
For me, I once again, I'm not perfect. I try my best not to be a hypocrite. So if I know as a person that's been in a war himself and I've walked that walk, like as a warrior, like if I know I wouldn't want to be here from the outside looking in, I know in that moment if I call the fight, you're going to be pissed or maybe not accept it. But if we look back and I go, here, man, look at your body language. Look at your facial expressions.
Right.
Time and place for everything. Every dog has his day. What the fuck do you need to do here to get the win? Can you do that? Or is it not very attainable? I'm big on probability over possibility. So if it's more probable that they're about to get...
You're a numbers guy. I like it.
Oh, he's definitely a number. You see it spinning in his head.
Scientist.
But Jason, what are your thoughts on when should a coach throw in the towel for their fighter, bro?
It's tough to say. It's tricky, man. Especially, I mean, at this level, I don't think anybody should be. I mean, I'm talking about my level. Nobody should be taking any unnecessary damage because it's like you're not really. You were still at the beginning. We're trying to get to, because there's gonna be a point where you're gonna be in those wars and you're gonna have those professional guys hitting you with full power. So you don't want to have all your chickens gone by the time you're in there.
And professional too. I mean, half your paycheck is if you win or not as well.
Exactly. So you're fighting for something much bigger, where this one we're fighting for experience. You don't need to take years off your life. And it's, like I said, it's tough to say too, because like with that last fight with Attila, like if I knocked him down one more time, like you could maybe have a case for like, well, if the coaches could maybe start throwing in the towel. That's like about 4 or 5 knockdowns, but then comes back.
That fight close to was, in my opinion, arguably could have been stopped at a couple of points. In my opinion, like, you know what I mean? But I think you both are super high level dudes. But I mean, Attila was taking some damage.
Yeah. I also think so. I think it's like a damage thing. But Cody, I mean, you're a coach. You coach many fighters. I think some fighters may be a little mentally stronger than than others, right? And have more will than others. So I think it's a good point that you bring up maybe facial expressions, body language, because guys go through the same type of punishment, be in the same kind of fight, but one looks defeated, like he has nothing else to give. And you got guys like Jason who's a fucking dog, and unless you really put him out, he's not going to quit whatsoever.
Body language, facial expression, 96% of language is nonverbal. You have to understand your fighter. You have to know yourself. You need to take your ego out as a coach of like, oh, we want this win. Get it the fuck out of there. That's irrelevant.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you need to make sure exactly, depending where you're at in this game. This is a world title fight for UFC. You want to leave on your shield, we'll have that conversation, especially if we know the matchup. Going, hey man, like, if you want me to not even have a towel, that's one thing. But dude, these are high level, world class amateurs.
Yeah, I think we gotta
Like,
yeah.
I
We hadn't even talked about that earlier, right?
Yeah.
Like you're still I don't even like to call you an amateur, bro, because
don't let the title get things
No,
fucked
I
up.
call them rising stars around.
that's why we call them rising stars, bro, because at the end of the day, I don't think anyone, there's a few people that fight on the up next cards that, aren't the highest level dudes, but a majority of the guys are all like rising stars and much higher level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It shows in the highlights.
No, it's really crazy when you look at the caliber of people that are getting in that cage. It's really a testament to how far I think the sport has come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the quality of what
For sure.
we believe we're trying to put together, you know?
You guys look at your amateurs right now, they would beat most of all the world class pros in the UFC
Listen,
15 years ago.
I think it's almost a crime to be calling Jason an amateur. Like, honestly,
it's just
right?
a title.
Right.
It's
No,
just a
but
title.
we believe that same way, but it's crazy. Like when we're talking about, your accolades, all the shit you're
You
doing,
look at
everything.
that. Well, look, Chris, can you bring up the fight real quick? You tell me if this looks like, quote unquote,
See it.
an amateur right here. I don't even think you can call it that.
So Jason, after like the second knockdown though, what was going through your head? Like, I'm gonna get this guy out of here.
I'll tell you what's going through my head right now. So right now I'm like, okay, he's coming out pretty hot like we expected, and this was in the game plan. Just take him down.
Good takedown.
He surprised me with that little Kimura thing.
Yeah.
He snatched it up quick.
He did snatch it up quick, and now thinking back, like maybe I didn't have to roll out of it so soon.
Ooh.
That's the first knockdown on the way up. He grabbed the cage right there, kind of helped himself up.
Yeah,
a
the
little
cage
bit.
grabbing was in a lot of the comments.
Yeah. What's the rule? So there's a lot of talk about cage grabbing, like when someone's going for a takedown. But what about like holding yourself up from getting dropped or something like that? Like, is
That's when you're super separated. So like, ooh, yeah. So right here, took some shots. Big reactions. That I was in danger.
That's number 2, right?
Yeah.
Number 2.
I like how I shake off his and then drop him right there.
I would just like the head nod, the pop, the little fade.
Dude, so that one, I'll tell you guys after. Okay. Tell you after about that knockdown.
But actually, look at the pace you're putting on him, right? Like, it's just nuts.
Yeah. So right here is definitely when I'm pretty sure I'm winning this round. I don't think I need to really do too much more to win this round. So I should probably be calming down a little bit, bringing it back more to the center, maybe mixing another level change. Like,
but he
the
smells
level
the
change is hard to
finish.
do there though when you're having your way on the field.
I've been in this spot so many times in my life, and all you need to do is just drop him one more time. The ref's gonna stop. So
No, for
it's a
sure.
different game right here.
Freaking nuts.
A lot of people think I was out cold right there, but look, see, I just roll over. I wasn't out cold. I remember thinking, like, in my head, like, right when he stopped me, I was like limping. I was just like, fuck, he got me like that. And then I got up. So
Yeah. Do you feel like
good fight.
you got
great fight.
too caught up in the moment?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
to me, like,
That
you're
shit.
in there,
I love that kind of shit too.
Well,
but like,
bro, and the crowd, it's like you're a fucking
That's when I shat bricks.
bro. You're a modern day gladiator.
let's talk about that one.
You know, you're a modern day gladiator. People are yelling and cheering. To me, that just would get me like even pumped up more.
Dude, like I said, I've been in that same scenario a bunch of times where I'm dropping this guy, everyone's going crazy, crowd screaming. So that one is a different sport. I gotta have different tactics for when I'm in that moment rather than just keep going.
Again, fan, I'm not the coach, but it just seems like you gotta stay disciplined, right?
Yeah.
Like, in those moments, and just like
Well, and like, I'll give credit to Attila, like bring up discipline. Like, he was getting pieced up, dropped multiple times, but he was trying his best to stay in that.
Well,
thing,
wasn't
right?
he throwing the same counter like 2 or 3 times, and he finally hit it, right?
Can I comment on that real quick?
Yes, 100%.
Attila's, you said his discipline, unquestionable. Every time he got dropped, he came back, and if you look at his hands, immediately right to his fucking cheeks.
Yeah.
Immediately, boom, boom.
Up.
Every fucking time. There was none of this. every single time.
Right.
And he's not a regular fighter. He's a fucking champion.
Yeah.
He fought through hell to
100%.
get that belt, and it was well earned.
Yeah,
and
100%.
it gets out in body language too. Like when I'm put guys in that situation before, you could see like they're kind of maybe looking around, or maybe they look at the ref once real quick, and you could just tell they don't want to be there. And with him, you could still see
He was just still locked
No,
in.
he
right?
wasn't looking for a way out.
No,
right?
I won't lie.
He's
I
not
won't
a
lie.
quitter. He's not a
His
quitter.
eyes were still there, and he still looked like he was getting more like frustrated, like that shouldn't have happened, rather than like this is too much for
Fuck
me.
this, yeah.
So like and that 2-3, you said he kept countering with the 2-3.
Yeah.
He kept going 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, and in that one he went 2-3.
It was a little
Delayed
pause,
it.
right?
Yeah,
And that
fucking
too, he gets
delayed
really good extension on. Like he does come in like covers a lot of distance. But Cody, we were watching that, and you said once you saw Jason shimmy, that's where you got scared. Talk us through that a little bit.
Because I mean, if you guys saw my last up next fight, I think it was a great showing.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, it was.
But I left on my shield, right? So the big thing is, as a doer as well, right? This is something I come up short plenty. That's fine. But I like my guys to learn from other people's mistakes, right? A wise man learns from other people's mistakes.
He always tells me that. She's like, get your shit together. Don't make the mistake yourself when I'm telling you what to do, motherfucker. Learn from me or learn from this.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I felt in my fight was, ooh, I'm wanging and banging, I'm kicking
Bro,
you like a
look
fucking bag.
good though.
Yeah, and
you were
I felt
lighting
good.
him up.
I was until I wasn't. But
Right,
but that's exactly why he's undefeated.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why Attila's a champion.
Yeah.
Because the moment you let your emotions get the best
Yeah.
of you, that's not why he lost, it's because he did a shimmy.
No, of course.
But
I
it
get what you're
was
saying.
it was the understanding of in the moment, hey,
in track.
I've got this moment, let's play. And that's why we learned invaluable experience where I don't think that'll ever happen again to Jason.
Yeah.
Not with the context behind it.
Right.
Not with the emotions behind it. And that's why I said, hey man, better now than later. So that then when we fight old boy again or anybody else, we go, hey, this conversation has already been had. We're not lacking from a technical standpoint. Adjustment, done.
Well, also, Jason, it's easy to be the golden child and always win. You know what I mean? But I think sometimes, like all the athletes that we've spoken to on this podcast that have lost, we're thankful for those losses because they always felt that they learned more from those losses than always being the golden child and being undefeated, right? And I think, especially at this time for you, and again, I'm not a coach. I don't have the expertise that you and Ryan have, right? But at the end of the day, I feel it's better to learn these lessons now before you make that pro jump when the record's really going to matter for you.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I said, this is like elementary school, almost getting ready for the big school. This is
I
we're
love
learning.
that.
We're learning the basics here. We're learning our how much damage we could take. Not really how much damage we could take, but what we could put ourselves through mentally, physically. We're just learning ourselves. And amateurs is where you see people excel the most. So like when people study like so much film, it's good to watch film, but like people study film on like amateur fighters and they'll study this film from this one amateur fighter 2 years ago and they're thinking that's exactly how he fights. It's like, dude, he leveled up in 1 week way more than he did in that.
Yeah.
It's like, especially amateurs, you're just climbing up. Once you hit the pro level, it's like then you start fight by fight getting a little bit better and stuff. But amateur level is just week by week, day by day, you're getting way better.
Yeah, I think we sat down with Brendan Farnsworth and he was talking about tape study and things like that. And I love Brendan, but it's like, yeah, you can watch all the tape from me 6 months ago because I'm not showing up as that same guy.
Exactly.
Evolved.
Well, how important is evolution, Cody?
Well, I mean, I think the best thing you could ever be in life is adaptable. Adaptability is the best you can be. Yeah, I mean, you never know what's going to hit you. And if you do, well, then you better learn how to fucking adapt.
Yeah.
So it's like, and inevitably we know we're going to get hit with shit we don't want. You know what I mean, things we don't want to do, places we don't want to go, time we don't want to have to waste, whatever, but it's inevitable. So get with the program or get the fuck off the program. So that's what these guys are so damn good at. And I don't really have to coach them with that. And I think that's why we have such a good bond. Like even before the fights, dude, we're not stressing. We're you don't see us walk around with like a fake pissed off face. We're joking around. We're shooting the shit. We're laughing. We're talking with other guys that just fought, whatnot. I mean, really, and this is every fight. This is every fight. Like cool, calm, collected. Do we still feel nerves? Fuck yeah, I feel nerves for them. But am I lacking confidence or am I going, fuck, they're not prepped? No.
Right.
Like, we're not walking around all flexing and like,
Dancing back there.
we're literally dancing, shooting the shit, making jokes, fuck around with each other while we're shadow boxing and shit and warming up because hey, it's another day at the office. Like war is inevitable.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you want to leave with a frown on your face and tense muscles, or do you want to leave with like a good little vibe? You know what I mean? And that's what we have with our team. That's what we have with the men in the gym. And that's why people like him are such good examples of how to go about things. I mean, there's a way you can go about things, and he's very adaptable. Yeah. I think that moment that night, I will say, he's only lost what, twice? Oh no,
Twice.
Yeah, twice. And those were hard moments for him, and I've been there. But it's something I remind him in the moment, and I know maybe in the moment doesn't register the same, but you got to remind people, like, dude, you've caused that to so many other men. This is new for you to feel. Like,
but isn't life about like the ups and the downs and the journey, right? And so to me, like if people are always about, oh, I've always got to be winning, I always have to be on top, I've always got to have the nicest car or this or that, man, it's just not the right mindset.
They're the ones that feel like they're losing the most.
Yeah,
because they're missing the bigger picture. That's not adapting. Losses are inevitable. You're gonna lose people. You're gonna lose relationships. You're gonna lose oxygen. You're gonna lose brain cells. You're gonna lose time. It's inevitable. So if your focus is winning all the time, that's a fucked up state of mind that you're going to reap what you sow, and it's going to feel really bad when you get what's inevitable. There's a lesson.
Yeah, those hard times make the good times way better.
Yep.
Well, look, I always tell people, like, don't be down on yourself when you lose, but you don't want losing to feel good either, where, oh, it's okay, I lost, right?
Yeah,
like, so that's why I always tell them, like, let's talk about our failures, like even like running this promotion, right? We talk about what we do good. We do a lot of good things, but we do a lot of fucked up shit too. Like, but we want to talk about, have those hard conversations. Doesn't feel good, but how we come back from that and how we make the changes is what matters, right? And I think that's why in the last, Up Next has only been in existence 3 years.
3 years now, yeah.
I think that's to become the premier show in the Western U.S. at this point.
You guys are making waves.
I think so, bro.
Waves.
But I think it's because I think we get it. And I think why we get it is because, I spent a lot of time talking to you on the side too, right? Like, what do we need to do as a promotion? What are the athletes looking for? What are the coaches looking for? I think we're listening. And I think that's where we're a little different than a lot of other people. We listen, and then we invest in the product and in the athletes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And we get to work with guys like Jason and Cody. Jason,
if
ever boosting up our social media numbers, man, it's amazing.
Yeah, man, you got us 3,000 new followers, bro. I love that. Like,
It was the shimmy.
It was the shimmy.
Hey, to be fair, I hit the wrong emote. Press the wrong button on that one. I didn't mean to hit the shimmy. I didn't mean
It's
to
all
hit it. I meant to hit
lessons
something
learned,
else.
bro. Lessons learned.
But listen, I don't want to discount it. And I'm glad you've taken these lessons away with Cody and you're learning for the next time. But I really think, it's a moment in time. I thought you just looked amazing in that fight. You looked really, really good, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that tie hop, the one where I don't know if you saw it, but the tie hop into the
Yeah.
It was weird. It was like the first time that ever happened during a fight where right before I threw that combo, I knew for 110% that was going to drop him. And it was like the first time I ever knew, okay, what am I going to do right after this combo lands and drops him?
Well, it looked like you were flowing, like you could see. It was like
Flow state.
you were. It was like
you
it
had-
was like
yeah.
the fight was in slow mo for you, right? You were picking your shots, everything was landing. Like, it's probably a great feeling just to be able to feel that in the cage when you're just firing on all cylinders.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's
nuts,
the
man.
feeling I live for, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
And I think it's a credit to you too. Like a lot of guys, and I think you talked about it earlier, Cody, but a lot of guys are picking and choosing fights to agree to fight 2 weeks notice. A guy like Attila, going up a weight class. I mean, that really took a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it just gets me way more fired up when I know the guy I'm going to fight is really high level, just like me. I don't want to go into a fight knowing like, okay, this guy doesn't really, probably shouldn't be getting a shot against me,
Right.
but oh well, we're going to, like, I don't like those types
Well,
of fights.
somebody else, like we had Tony Cortez. Oh,
And I'm going to get him those fights. I'm going to get him what some people
well, I
call a
think you have a
tuna.
game plan for him, right?
Yes.
But so like
Yes.
Tony Cortez, we had Tony Cortez.
RIP those guys.
Listen,
Sorry, guys.
Once you turn pro, you should build yourself
Yeah,
properly,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
There's-
That's a different level. Especially
That
'cause
was the
I'm
mistake that I took.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to learn that the hard way.
Yeah, especially because I'm still young. Like,
Yeah,
How old
22
are
years
you,
old,
by the
right?
way?
22. 22.
Wow. Yeah, you are a youngster. Well, we had Tony Cortez, on the podcast. He faced off against Ryan Lilly because they were supposed to fight May 31st on the same card. Unfortunately, Tony's now injured, won't be on the card. But Tony, Ryan Lilly's giving Tony shit about not making weight. And Tony's just like, yeah, because none of these motherfuckers have motivated me. I'm going to walk right through them. So how important is it to be motivated knowing that you're going against a high class opponent? Does that motivate you that much more? Do you
It
need that
motivates me more for sure, but I think if you give me a fight like with anybody, I'm just gonna go in there thinking they're better than the last guy I fought. So if I'm messing around this day or I'm not training this day, they probably are, and that's gonna show up during the fight week. So just every day is just a like a battle pretty much. Like if you don't want to go to the gym and you're like, oh, I'm really sore, I don't really feel like going, no, but I should go, but maybe one day's off. Like those are little L's you're taking, and you hear that all the time. Like you're taking little L's, and then fight day plays out. Versus when you beat yourself, no, I'm gonna go in there that day, and then you feel good after. No, I'm gonna go in there this day, feel good after. That's W's. That's like a ton of W's before you even get to the fight already. So
do you notice a common thread here with Jason and some of the other athletes that we've had on the pod that we really like and respect? What he just said.
Oh,
Ryan doesn't remember, bro. Ryan's not the sharpest tool.
Dude, you get too stoned in these podcasts, Brent. I'm just kidding.
I don't smoke weed, to be fair.
You need some of his coffee.
Yeah, you need
the coffee might get me going.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's talking about the work you didn't do, right?
Yeah.
That's what really matters. If you're not doing the work you're supposed to be doing, you know that.
What did I have to tell you yesterday?
Give it to us, Cody.
What did I have to tell you yesterday?
To stop training, pretty much.
Because he just did a class with me. We did mitts. He did some cardio. We did some bag work. Hit the sauna, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna get what is it?
5 rounds.
I'm gonna get 5 rounds on it." I'm like, "Chill the fuck out, dude. You got sparring tonight." Well, rest.
Yeah. I'm a workhorse, man.
Yeah, I mean,
same thing with Nathan. Yeah. Same thing with CJ. Same thing with George. Same thing. Not, hey, you need to work. No. Hey, chill the fuck out. Chill the fuck out. You need some rest.
Can I send Ryan over to your place a little bit where you guys can work with him on work ethic and
yeah, Ryan?
drive? You think?
Let's talk to this guy. I don't know.
Listen, Ryan.
If you send him over with some coffee,
we'll
put him in. No kidding.
It's funny, but I looked to see if we had any extra. We don't, but I'll hook you up. It's
thank you so much.
Middle Eastern coffee.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'll hook you up.
Oh yeah,
goodness.
But Jason, where do you get that work ethic? Has it always been in you? Is that kind of like something that you grew up with a strong work ethic, or have you had to develop it?
I think I've always kind of been in it. Like if I ever have a goal or something, like I'm just gonna try to work as hard as I possibly can, because like hard work beats talent. I mean, that's the oldest quote there is, and it's the truest thing there is. Like hard work, just put in the work, and after every fight, like, oh, that worked, do it again. And then this fight, oh, it worked, do it again. So,
and when you got both, you keep getting titles.
Yep, exactly.
I can I just make a statement real quick? I think a lot of your success comes from his family. He truly has a good stable of humans behind him. Yeah, his brother, his mother, his father, and I'll say this too. His mom was on certain fights, certain matchups, fighting grown ass men, bigger weight divisions, champions. Like she'd be a little, not that she didn't have faith in him, she just knew that
she's a mom too.
The potential risk and danger was heightened. But even after that, even after the last fight, she takes it way different now, because she knows how he treats it. She's seen him give it the time and the respect it deserves and reap what he sows. And she knows, oh, he got caught, he'll be okay.
Yeah.
Not that she don't care. It's the complete opposite. She's just more competent of the situation and the circumstance, to where I think a lot of people think like, oh, if you come from the favelas in like Brazil, that's the hardest person to fight. And everybody has their own strengths, but him, the way that he's been brought up, he's a respectable man. You know what I mean? He's not an enabler. Somebody's hurting you or your family or trying to trespass on your property, he's gonna be the first one to stand up. He's not gonna pull out his phone. He's not gonna call a cop. He's gonna do something about it.
I'm calling the cops.
Well, yeah, I feel it. It's just I think everybody reaps what they sow in a different regard, because we all have different trials and tribulations. But his family's amazing,
and I just love fighting, just love training, love working hard. Like,
were you getting like street fights or anything in high school? Like,
was that?
Were you fighting a lot growing up?
A little bit.
We don't have to get into the stories.
Been suspended before. Not gonna lie, but nah, just like.
What'd your mom say when you got suspended the first time?
What did she say?
Did you kick his ass? Is that what she said? Or no?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I'd say to myself. Yeah. First time Ryan got suspended, that's exactly what I said. Did you win? Like,
both my parents' first thing they said was that, like, yeah. When my dad picked me up, that was like,
okay, so what happened?
Pretty much. But yeah, no, going back to what I was saying though, just putting in that work and fighting. I just love it, so it's easy to do it every day, because like Friday nights when we're at the gym and we got all these guys coming from different gyms and we're all sparring and we're shooting the shit and kicking each other's asses and hitting the sauna. Like there's no other place I can go out to and have more fun than doing that, like being in that room.
Well, do you realize how blessed you are? Like with Cody talking about having the great support network that you have. A lot of the athletes that we talk to don't have that same support network. So
no, a lot of athletes I talk to too don't. And like I hear some stories from a lot of people I'm close to, and it's like, man, like I can't even imagine trying to fight under those circumstances or conditions. And like that's another reason where I'm like, well, what excuse do I have besides going in there and training? Like there's guys getting after it who like they're barely even putting a roof over their head and they're still getting after it every day. Like really, what do I have?
Yeah. I love your mindset, bro.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. Seriously, I think for being 22 years old to have this very mature, very focused mindset is something very special.
Yeah. It's a lot of people I'm around too, like Cody too. Like you hear his mindset, like picking his brain over all these years too.
Yeah. Well, I think Cody hit on it earlier. It's you are who you hang out with, right? You are who you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
So
I remember in the beginning too, when we first started training, I'd be bugging Cody about everything. Dude, what do you eat after you do this? Or what should I be running, dude? Like I would just be asking him all.
I'm sure he loved hearing that though from someone that's
Did he drive you nuts, Cody?
No.
Tell the truth, Cody.
No, question whores annoy me, right? Because like there's such things as a stupid question. Like we're adults. We play for points, right? Like the whole dumb question shit stops at like 4th grade, right? But when he asks a question, he asks so that he can apply the solution. So that's my thing is I try to give suggestions and their potential remedies. So if I give you a potential remedy and then you choose not to use it, well, now you're a question whore. You're raping my time.
Yeah, stop asking me the fucking stupid questions at that point.
Or just use it.
Yeah.
He asked, he uses it. Hey, it worked. Or hey, I feel a little off here. How can I do it? You know what? Let me do some more research. And then all of a sudden, like you guys said, he's thinking about 135. No, he's a 135-pound champion in Muay Thai and in kickboxing, right? So he's really a 135er. But how did he become a 135er? Because he trusted the process in his weight cut, and then he rehydrates, and he's trusted that process because of the questions that he's asked. He hasn't wasted his time. He hasn't wasted mine. I love answering questions. I hate when people ask just to ask. Yeah. And that's what I don't enable at the gym.
I hate when people ask for input or ask for guidance, this and that, and then they don't implement anything. It bugs the shit out of me because at the end of the day, I'm taking my time to invest in you. Like, you don't have to use everything, but fucking use a little something. Yeah.
Try something.
So we're talking about Jason, right? And why don't we kind of sketch out his future? What does the future look like? Because you guys are planners, right? You guys really seem to have a plan. What's that plan look like?
So May 3rd, we're fighting Aaron Fawcett. Great man. At least from every interaction I've had with him, a very stand-up athlete, stand-up individual. Yet I'm a firm believer we got his number, and that's nothing against him, but I'm betting on mines. Second to that should be his last amateur fight for striking when it comes to Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing. Yeah. Exactly 4 weeks later, May 31st, we're fighting for the 145-pound title. We have a hard task in front of us, but once again, we're more than prepared. God willing, we succeed in both of these 2 fights. He's going to drop down to 135. We've been watching Wheezy. He's a tough test. He's an amazing champion. Yet, I think we have his number at 135. And depending on what happens,
someone's getting really happy over here, by the way.
Well, this just brings. I'm geeking out because it brings up something. I don't know if you know what I'm thinking, but go ahead.
Either go professional then. Or the ideology would be to do 135, obtain the belt. Once again, God willing, we're not looking past anybody, right? But then defend it at 135 and then go pro. So we're looking at 2 to 3 more amateur fights before he makes his pro debut. I think he's more than acclimated with experience. And I also, once again, I plan for those tests to be in a particular order. So I know he wants to fight the best motherfuckers in the world, and I think he's one of the best motherfuckers in the world. Yet, time and place for everything, and I have a couple plans and ideologies for an approach for a professional fight or 2, maybe 2 or 3 in a row, to build up more things and accrue more knowledge and experience so that by the time he's 3-4 fights in, we can really take advantage of which I plan to have, and I think he does, a undefeated record as a professional. And so then we can look to aid him in his journey for where he really wants to be and go.
And where does he really want to be? Where do you really want to go?
For MMA, UFC.
Right on. I like that.
I just want to be fighting the best people. Like I said, I want people going to my house, looking at my wins or my trophies and being like, holy fuck, he was here. He beat this. Like, that's what I want. That's
our goal.
Yep.
Right. I mean, in all honesty, right. Our goal is to, provide this awesome platform to get you to that next level until we are that next level. Right. Yeah. Until we get there, we want to push you.
Oh, that's my goal too, where someone could come here one day.
We've got some work to do, to be honest. Right. I mean, I think one, as a promotion, we want to be a little more active than we've been. There's a lot of moving parts, especially doing business in California, bro. It's super tough to run a promotion. Yeah. But so I was geeking out when Cody was talking about what you want to do, because on May 31st, Byron Valle is defending against Arshak, the 135-pound title. So how?
So Weezy's not the champ anymore?
Yeah.
No, he is. He's defending his belt versus Arshak Dodorian.
Yeah.
Well, what's his full name?
Byron Valle.
Valle. Okay.
Weezy is his name on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how cool could that be if you come out with the strap? Boom.
You can even do
right
that.
then there in the cage.
What'll be really cool too is you put both belts on the line for that fight.
Oh,
I know you guys want to do 135.
Listen, the hype machine in me is coming out.
Maybe you do a catch weight at 140. We can talk that through. But 140 for both the 145 belt, 135 belt.
How cool could that be?
That'd be fire. That'd be fire.
So I know just how you have aspirations to go down to 135 and get that belt. Byron has been talking about going up to 45 and trying to get double champ as well.
Sick, bro.
Wow.
Put them both on the line then. Why not?
Wow.
Well.
And he's well deserving.
The promo
we respect him as a champion.
Bro. Like, how could we promo this thing? Like, how cool would it be? Double champ. Like, so we're doing a champ versus champ on this card. Albert Morales versus Johnny Robles, right? Yep. Robles is our 35-pound champ pro, and Morales is our 45-pound champ, and they're going to fight it out for both belts.
It's a great
matchup. Yeah, we've never done this for the
most people don't do it, but we've never done it. But we're doing both belts on the line.
What weight are they fighting at? 140?
Is it
135?
135. I think they were doing 135, but for both belts. It's a really cool storyline too, because Robles just beat Anthony Romero, who's Albert Morales is pretty much his brother, and now Albert's coming back for.
I'm a big fan of Romero.
It takes
me too.
That's a champion. Yeah, that's a fucking champion.
His last fight. I mean, I know again he didn't come out with a W, but that first round he got beat up, and the way he was surging back in that third round, nuts.
You can't teach this, dude.
No, Romero, I've said it before. I've got a little special place in me for Romero. I love his story. I love his journey. Hopefully he's going to be on the card with you May 31st also. So we're finalizing the contract with who he's going to be fighting, but Romero's likely going to be on the card too.
Hell yeah.
Well, you're on a stacked freaking card.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He makes it stack.
Yeah. Jeff Craig versus Chris Alvidrez. What do you guys think about that? I mean, those are two high-level dudes that are probably phone caller, two away to the UFC, right?
I think both of those guys are going to be big stars in the biggest of stages. And I think you guys are going to be the biggest of stages here soon too. But I really think they're going to be getting a big call.
Well, Alvidrez has such like charisma about him. He's fought karate combat, other MMA promotions. He just has, I think, sort of that it factor.
No, I do too. He has that aura, as the kids say nowadays.
Yeah,
that aura. Yeah,
but Jeff Craig's a beast.
Yeah, I've seen him on the local Muay Thai and kickboxing circuit, and just styles make fights. He's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah,
I don't know Creighton as well, but I know he trains with David Rivera, and I know he actually beat Rivera back in the day, and Rivera's cooking. And he's an amazing athlete.
Well, so Rivera's on the card also. He's going to fight Christopher London. I mean, do we want to get into you guys want to do any predictions for that one? Christopher London versus David Rivera? You want to?
Christopher London has my utmost respect.
Yeah.
Yet, he's not a 55er. I think that weight cut is going to be a reality check. I could be wrong, and I hope that I'm not. But once again, just my ideology, my thinking. Second to that, 5-minute rounds. I don't care how many amateur fights you fucking have, dude. 2 to 3 minute rounds in comparison to 5 minutes. David Rivera just fought Hamza, and he finished him in the second round. So that means he had to endure 5 minutes against a gangster, and he came out on top. Christopher London's all of his fights have only been 6 minutes. If not 9.
Yeah.
And you get breaks in between.
Most of those fights have been finishes too, I think, in the first round.
Exactly. And I think that lack of experience based off the time alongside having a really drastic weight cut to a weight class you've never endured against a guy that is also a champion, but is also been battle tested as a professional and been through that 5 minutes without the break. Just from my own experience and my lacking of my preserving of my cardio in my MMA debut, it's night and fucking day. 3 minutes and 2 minutes to 5 minutes, bro. It's bro, you need to pace yourself.
Yeah, talk about that too, because Rivera, you know, I think Hamza was giving it to him in that fight. I mean, it was a really good back and forth freaking fight.
Yeah, Hamza was definitely getting the better of the exchanges for the most part.
Yes.
Yeah, and let's talk about, has Christopher London faced anybody with that skill level?
Anthony DeSimone's pretty good, but Anthony DeSimone did finish London very quickly in the first round. But, you know, London was going through some personal stuff, some life stuff. And you can't play too much into that. But I think what's interesting about the matchup, though, is just Christopher London, depends how the weight cut goes, but the length and the size could be a tricky puzzle for Rivera to kind of figure out.
Mind you, though, as an amateur, David Rivera wasn't fighting at 55, brother. He was fighting 170, 165, 175. He knocked out Zoller. Zoller's way bigger than London.
I saw him like years ago at a fight when he was an amateur.
Well,
with a head kick knockout.
Yep.
Yeah. Whatever, was a fighter's rep, whatever it was with that head kick knockout.
Yep.
That was freaking clean.
And that was when fighters rep still did MMA.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's a pioneer of the sport where people don't really recognize, because he's had a lot of people turn down that fight against him throughout the amateurs. And he's been working behind the scenes. Mind you, he was at XFit with us for years before he moved out this way and's been out in the Orange County, area like full time.
I think he's with Classic Fight Team.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, and he was even with Classic when he was still over at XFit.
Right.
But I've seen that man grapple. I've seen him wrestle. He's not a one-trick pony. He's very well versed.
Well, I think everyone thinks he is. Not that they think he is, but everyone knows him for his striking.
All they know him for is
Because
kickboxing.
so like good.
And his last fight, man, like one thing you can't teach, he has a lot of fucking heart.
He doesn't quit.
Listen, I truly believe Hamza Trout is one of the best out there.
I think he is too. I don't think he's a 155er. The moment that got put out at lightweight, I said I got David.
Yeah, that's what I said. We had a pod too, and I thought that was a mistake taking 55. But I think it again. I think we can always second guess. I think, you know, he wanted to fight. Other fights had fallen out, and this opportunity presented itself, and they took it.
Because nobody wants to fight Hamza.
Yeah,
that's true.
He's a fucking gangster.
Beast.
Yeah,
I fought on the same card as him a bunch of times.
Yeah, fighters rep, huh?
He's a beast, yeah. He's a beast.
No, he's really good.
Yeah.
But I got David in this one winning.
Yeah. I was waiting
Shout
for
out
you.
David.
David.
That's Mr. Sinister right there. Especially if you see the guys he trains with now, it's like,
Yeah, we don't make predictions over here.
No,
we have to. We're like,
I say whoever has a better game plan. But you know, you could bring up some points of the fight. Like when I do look at the matchup, though, I just think maybe the length, not necessarily even just size, but the length of London could you know, if he's keeping that range, popping that jab, you know, it could be.
You know, London has looked really good recently, so I don't know.
I can see him like outpointing David a little bit for some time.
But you got 15 minutes to work and figure that out.
Exactly. I don't see that happening for 15 minutes.
Dude, this card just sort of gives me chills.
Yeah, it's gonna be nuts.
All right, so let's go with Albert Morales, Johnny Robles. What's your guys' prediction?
You go first. I got mine.
I don't want to put you, in a bad situation if you don't want to call one. That's okay. You don't have to.
I'm gonna be real. Like, I don't really watch too many fights, so I don't really know too many. Like, I don't really know Johnny. I don't really know him that much.
Well, the cool thing is, like, Johnny has been on a tear. I think five fight win streak.
Yeah.
He's probably, if he beats Morales in a convincing fashion, he likely can get the call.
Yeah. I think when he beats Morales.
So that's your prediction.
I mean, yeah.
Robles
is a gangster, and I've watched him throughout his whole career. I've trained with a lot of other training partners of his, and he's not a spoon-fed fighter either. He's had a hard career, and he's fought tough guys. And I think once again, that fight anybody, anytime, any weight, I think he's about that and has done that in certain circumstances where he's taken losses that he wouldn't have lost.
One fight with us,
his
opponent missed weight by like 8 to 10 pounds. I don't know, something high.
Been there,
right?
Didn't give a fuck, did he?
Nope,
not one.
Yeah.
Didn't even second guess it from what I heard. I mean, George, was kind of dealing with that, but didn't even second guess it.
He's about that action.
He ended up getting knocked out with a one shot, like got caught one shot. It wasn't like a beating or anything, just one shot knockout. And 10 pounds has to play a part in that, right? It does. There's no question about it.
And that's where, as the coach, that's where I say, you don't take the fight.
Don't take the fight.
Fuck off. Fuck you. Go make the weight or fuck off.
So I've learned, right? Like, I don't want to say the hard way, but, you know, when John took, okay, he took the fight. Yeah. And then after I saw what happened to him, I'm like, I wish he would have taken the fucking fight, you know? And then the shitbag that he fucking fought, you know, all celebrating, acting like he's the shit. Bro, you missed fucking weight by 8 fucking pounds.
You cheated.
Yeah, you're a fucking cheater. Like, you got nothing to be proud of. You should have apologized. Hey, thank you for taking the fight. I apologize to make weight. You know, da-da-da-da-da. But this shitbag acted like, you know, he's the next fucking best thing since sliced fucking bread.
It's like, bro, you weighed in a different weight class. I've had that happen to me for a national title. I still took the fight.
Well, it's also the dude's attitude, right? If somebody's humble about it, I fucked up. I couldn't make weight. I really tried. And
he asked for a title shot after that.
Yeah, bro. As you can tell, I'm not a fan of this
in the weight class that you can't make.
We're literally like, you know, not to be a dick or whatever. We're like, we're not really working with this guy again.
Well, Ryan and I kind of made the decision, like, we're banning. Not that we have all to say, but I mean, we have a lot to say. We're like, we don't ever want to work this clown again.
Yeah,
never.
Yeah.
We haven't. So yeah. Can you tell I got a little pissed off about that, Jason?
Yeah, you called him. Would you call him a dickhead or something? You said something.
Shitbag. Shitbag.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Well, like colonoscopy person.
Jason, if this guy comes from me, you got to defend me,
Dude,
bro.
I'm
like
going after him. I'm putting on 8 pounds, man.
No, but just what annoyed me is the lack of, like, I don't know if remorse is the right thing, but humility. Like, you missed weight, you did this. If you would have handled it like a class act, I'd have your back. We all make mistakes in life.
Yeah.
It's how we deal with our mistakes is what defines who we are.
Yeah.
And for this guy to, like, celebrate and act like he deserves a title shot when he missed weight, I'm not a fan of yours.
Yeah.
I just don't get that, bro. I wouldn't even show up to weigh-ins if I was 8 pounds out.
Yeah.
Like,
it'd be fucking embarrassing.
But see, that's what sets you guys apart from others, that you guys are serious, you take this serious, and this is just not a hobby for you guys.
No, definitely not.
Well, I'm a firm believer that I have six guys that have the potential to be in the biggest of shows, either one championship, UFC, or wherever the fuck their heart desires. And that's George Ortega, Chris Doering, Justin Ryu-Quintorna, Manny Castaneda, Jason Granado, and Nathan Hawthorne. And that's just for MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and these are guys, once again, no enablers, no pussy mindsets. They won't watch something happen and call the cops. They're doers. They're about their action.
Am I pussy if I call the cops nowadays? I'm 56 now, Cody. I don't know that I want to mix it up in the streets anymore.
No.
I have my time.
I don't mean that in the essence of
Did you tell he doesn't call the cops?
I'm not a cop caller.
He doesn't even know the number of the cops.
Was it 119?
What is that 3-digit number again? I forgot.
I just pull out the strap. That's it.
Are you guys a fan of Jordan Peterson?
No.
He's heard of? Okay, well, he has a quote, and it's you can't be virtuous and harmless. You need to be capable of being a monster to truly be virtuous, right? And I take that to heart, and I have a bunch of virtuous men, a lot of good vibe, good valued individuals on my team that help one another progress, and that's why I have the utmost confidence in them.
Yeah,
utmost. Because I see the work put it in, and I know what's behind it, and I know they're adaptable. So I'd be chilling.
So one thing we haven't talked about is George is going to be on the card May 31st with you, right?
Yeah.
Talk about George a little bit?
Yeah, I mean,
matchup?
Let's talk about his last fight first.
What a fight.
Fought Danny Labastida, submitted Danny Labastida, which not many people could do or not many people have done.
I wasn't happy about that.
It's okay. You don't have to be. I was fucking enthralled.
No, but to finish Danny that way, wow, that was
Dude,
impressive.
it's just funny because like the whole time like leading up to it was like, yeah, it's just you don't want to go on the ground with this guy,
like,
man. And then like walking in, it said the ways for George to win. It's like don't go to the ground. And then I was just laughing,
the
cracking
keys
up,
to victory
bro.
were a little screwed up.
Dude, we knew deep down the whole time like he's a monster on the ground. So yeah.
And we've actually went to their gym and watched. Like he's the smallest guy. We went to the gym, Axie Academy. They got some good black belts, a bunch of guys like good classes. Smallest, definitely not the physically strongest, but the way he scrambles, the submission he gets, like it's kind of nuts. Yeah.
He's a stud, man.
Yeah.
He's a stud.
He really is. So like, just how that played out, I was just like, oh, whoa,
boom.
Were you guys working that guillotine? Was that a part of the training camp? Like knowing that Danny would be shooting to snatch that up?
All right. This isn't to be selfish or put myself on a pedestal.
Put yourself on a
yourself-
pedestal.
yeah,
Cody,
go for
do
it.
it.
I take pride in being a martial artist.
For sure.
I used to be ignorant on the ground. I didn't give it the time and the respect it deserved, and I have been now for the last 6 fucking years. And I tell all these guys, all of my guys that came into the gym, when it first came down to it, I was able to put my paws on them. Now it ain't quite the fucking same. It ain't.
Yeah.
It ain't. I'll be the first to say I don't want to fight this motherfucker. Fuck no.
Me neither.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
But as all of them have grown and becoming fucking amazing strikers, amazing Muay Thai practitioners, champions, amazing kickboxers, right? What have I been doing?
Learning.
I've been learning what though? What I've been focusing on?
Jiu-jitsu.
Grappling.
Yeah,
I've been seeing you've been
Grappling.
competing kind of like a decent amount, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And I can grapple with all of them. And once again, we outsource work. I'm not the sole brain behind everything. I'm not. They learn from many other people. They learn from themselves. They go over drills at other gyms. I have my guys cross train. I'm not the end all fucking be all, but I'm not ignorant anywhere.
Right.
And for everybody to think that these guys can't grapple or they're coming from Squirrel Muay Thai or XFit and all they can do is strike, if you believe that, that is going to be your fucking demise. If you think my guys aren't adaptable, you're smoking crack.
I don't think after that submission by George, I don't think anybody thinks that.
And I'll say this:
that was
it is
slick.
not a fluke. If you come in and try to sniff our cock in fucking within 30 seconds of a fight because you don't want to stand with us, you're going to find out that we are competent.
right.
We are competent. We understand that we're taking an MMA fight. I'm telling Nathan before his fights. I'm telling you before your fights. I'm telling George before his fights. You're not a striker. You are a mixed martial artist. Yeah. Use it. If the opportunity presents itself, you have enough knowledge and experience and feel to know when to go, done it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what George pulled off. George is an exceptional athlete. He's very coachable, very humble, and he's surrounded by fucking killers.
Yeah, bro, he's leveled up so much since he first walked in there.
No,
It's
for sure.
crazy.
So
It's
much.
crazy.
He seemed to have a calm about him too.
He is.
Like, he
He's
wasn't
poised.
intimidated by the lights or any of that. He really just seemed to be enjoying that moment.
He's just a chill guy, bro. That's
Yeah,
all
he's
he
like
is,
such a
bro.
chill dude,
Everywhere, 24/7, just a chill guy, man.
Well, he's fighting another tough guy in Jose
Yeah.
Hernandez. Definitely a really good boxer.
Yeah.
What do you think about that matchup? I know you're confident in your guy, but what do you think about it?
We have a tough test.
Come on, give us a secret. Give us something juicy,
we have a
Cody.
tough test ahead of us. I will say this though. George has been not just defeating this other former collegiate wrestler, right? He beat another one previous to this. Third to that, he's one of my hardest rounds when I grapple. And I'm having super fights with brown belts and black belts, and I'm undefeated in my super fights. I'm having success at ADCC or whatnot. Me and him are back and forth. Okay, he's an amazing grappling sensation. Second to that, what are we known for at our gym? Striking.
Yes.
His striking is developed.
Yeah.
Since he's been with us, he's also undefeated in kickboxing, which a lot of people don't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he fought on the USA versus
Europe card?
USA versus Europe card, and he toasted that man. He's very talented. He's very
USA.
coachable,
USA.
and I think people keep kind of because he had a backwards record, and so I think a lot of people overlook records. Once again, a hard fought 1 and 2. Jason Jones.
That's so when
Jason
I laugh,
Jones.
that's
I preach that
exactly
shit all the
what
time.
I think about Jason Jones.
You can call him an amateur. You can say I have a negative record. If you're not fucking fighting, close your mouth and watch. And if you don't know what you're watching, do some research and then come back and watch. We have the best. It's the epicenter of martial arts.
Yep.
You're not having like dipshits fight each other. It's not Tweedledee and Tweedledum. It's high level practitioners. Some of them are specialists. But this generation of MMA and Muay Thai, bro, these are high level world class athletes.
Yeah.
And just for MMA alone, I got 6 of them in the same fucking gym.
Go back to
Well,
you.
bro, Southern California is really hot right now as far as just
it
the
is
talent.
hot.
Well,
All sports.
Yeah.
well, if you think about it, go back to UFC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really the talent that these athletes kind of right.
Oh, and compare. Oh my
yeah,
god.
no. If you look at the evolution, it is just
George would
freaking
go in there and
nuts.
kill most guys.
No, 100%. George would be that UFC champion.
yeah, and
Crazy.
and we're gonna go even that record, and then he's gonna get on the mic, and we're gonna call for that 125-pound title shot.
Well, good news is that 125 title is now vacant, but we have a fight. Rayshawn Roland versus Kessler Abad on the same card.
And Rashawn is Roland is very deserving. I have a lot of camaraderie for him.
Well, listen, that fight versus your guy Nathan, and we think the world of Nathan. By the way, we still think he's one of the top rising
He
stars
is.
in California. No, he is, right? But
he is.
He is.
People get recent bias, right? They watch a fight, but we think the world of Nathan. But for Rayshawn to perform the best he ever has,
Yep.
and look that way against someone like Nathan's like, how do you not kind of give him that shot right then and there?
Well, Nathan's fought the who's who. He's fought Pargev, Michael Santiago. Like, think about those.
I think he's the only person to take down Pargev too, if I'm not mistaken.
Unless Israel Salazar maybe did once, but Nathan and both Israel Salazar looked competitive against Pargev.
Yes.
Most other people have not.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
not even in the same
I think
ballpark with
Pargev said that Nathan was his hardest fight also.
Yeah.
I think that's what he had said. He had a lot of respect.
Because Nathan's fucking good everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
Well, look
he's
at who
really
he's fighting.
good everywhere.
Again, you can't look at his record. I don't even care what his record is at this point because you got to look at who he's fighting.
Hard fought.
Best
earned.
guys.
The best of the best.
Yeah. It's an established career.
Oh, yeah.
And his first fight for Muay Thai was a title. First fight.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even same thing. He said, "Are you sure, coach?" I'd be like, "Telling you."
Yeah.
Because if you don't fight for the belt right now, people are going to watch your performance and they're going to dodge you. You need to come out right away and get that belt. Got
Yeah,
the
that's
belt.
going to be hard too when you're highly touted to get matched up, right, Ryan? Like that's just well, I think Pargev's talked about because he's going pro now, right?
Yep.
He's just like, hey,
And she should have already been
no,
pro.
listen, I talked to him.
Goodness gracious.
Pargev's like, Kris, I'm going pro. I cleaned out my division, nothing left. I go pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, what's there left for him to do?
Yeah, no, and he's better than I would say about 70-80% of the pro circuit. Like worldwide at 125 pounds. That's a dangerous man.
I believe so too. What's great about Pargev is just the evolution though, and like his striking has came a long way. I just don't think it's on a world class level, but like from when his first fight with UNF.
Yeah, when he fought Israel Salazar, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he virtually almost had. I don't want to like.
He's like winging
striking was not that great, when he fought Salazar.
Yeah.
Look at him now.
Well, but I like George versus Rayshawn. If they could both get past their opponents, that could be a really good one.
That's a very good fight.
Well, listen, bro. If all things go well, you may have 2-3 title fights on the same card coming up for you guys soon.
That wouldn't be the first. That wouldn't be the
For
first.
MMA, though, it would be, right?
For MMA, it would be. Yes.
And those UNF belts are really shiny and nice. Or something.
All you guys have.
Our
you
belts
have
are
the
nicer
nicest
than
hardware.
anybody else's. If
You
you
guys
ask
have the
me,
nicest hardware. Nicest
I
hardware.
wanted it so bad.
They're
He
so
makes good
aesthetic.
coffee. I design good belts. That's all I got to say.
No,
That's a fair trade.
bro. No, when we first did our first belts, like we only had those belts. For what, one or two?
One event, I think.
One event. Yeah. And then Ryan redesigned the belts. Thank God, because our first belt, it was cool, but it just I don't know. The new belts are so
No,
nice, bro.
they're pristine, professional belt. Like that's something worthy to fight for.
Yeah.
Like goodness, you see some of this hardware that people going, what the fuck, bro? I wouldn't give you a brain cell for that. It's ridiculous.
Well, I was cracking up some of these trophies people give. Like they're like,
Dude, I won a state championship. And
Oh my god, they gave him a belt buckle. That's fucking ridiculous.
what?
They like won like a state title and they give him like a little.
it's like Microsoft font saying state title.
Bro, like so that's just so annoying.
It's a
to
micro
me.
belt.
Like, damn.
But like from a promotional perspective, and look, I mean, I think everybody just thinks that the promotions make so much money, and it's really, I'm telling you,
especially not out here in Kami Cali.
No. You're exactly right. It's very tough. We fortunately, I think, we have a good business model, but we haven't worried about monetizing. We've just worried about building the brand.
Yeah.
But I think as a promotion, you owe these athletes something if they're putting it all on the line like that. So when people don't have decent belts or they don't do swag bags for their athletes or they don't do these things, it annoys the shit out of me.
That's the difference, bro, between you guys. Because I fought for a lot of promotions, promoters, where it's like, no, we're doing the most for these athletes. They needed bare minimum.
Dude,
we're doing the most.
Where
We're
the
putting
hell
the
do you
promotion.
get off when these athletes are putting their blood, sweat, and tears training? And if you're a rising star, you're fighting for free.
Yep.
And even if you're a pro and you're making money, in my opinion, you're fighting for peanuts.
You're paying to fight. I'm a professional and I paid to fight even for up next to last time. I came out of pocket a lot for that camp.
Yeah, and we actually pay on the regional scale fairly.
Yes.
And
Yes,
when
you
I
do.
look at that, but even when I look at that,
When we
it's
first started,
appalling
he
to
saw
me.
like what everyone, like what the other,
Dude.
he's like, what the fuck? So we tried to do like, we're like pulling that, LFA level or like the higher regional promotion level, but we're
And
like, damn.
it's still just, to me, just
But
not
I think-
where we need to be.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating, but I also know what our financial situation is currently. Until we get a big content deal or we get, big regular corporate sponsors, this is kind of how we have to run things.
It's coming soon though. You guys are doing it right, and you guys have the fighters backing you guys. You have teams backing you guys.
Yeah,
We're excited to fight for you.
Yeah, and the way you do all this, it's like, well, you guys are still coming up. It just makes you feel like we're all coming up together almost.
Well, what's kind of cool is like, I feel that that's how we feel, because we want to have your baby pictures, right? We always call it the baby pictures. Like, so we want to, you know, promote the athletes, have their baby pictures and help them, you know, on their journey to that big show. And then also these coaches, because I think when you run a gym or you're a coach, you're not making a ton of money generally, right? Like you're investing so much time and effort into your athletes. So this is also an opportunity for us to sort of get back to the coaches and give them sort of a spotlight, you know, that they deserve, you know?
I appreciate it.
No, you guys deserve it, because without you, Cody, without your commitment to these athletes, Up Next wouldn't exist. You know, so that's why I get all fired up when I hear about how promotions treat these athletes and coaches. Like, and again, I also want to say we don't always get it right either. So I think that really annoys us. We want to be a good partner.
At the core, we're trying. Like we're doing what we do what we think is best, and we try to do what's best. But I think promotions.
Hey, just like the athletes, we come up short. Right? Yeah. We take our L's as a promotion also. So.
The humility speaks volumes, though. I've showed messages to him about other promoters that we fought for that have the most audacious responses and approaches, to where if they were with us face to face, I'm balling at my fist and I'm socking a motherfucker in the jaw, and I mean it. I mean the utmost disrespectful BS. And you guys, whether you're faking it, and I don't think you are. But I mean, even the ability just to fake it or be genuine, just to not be disrespectful. And then we've never been disrespected by you guys ever. And there's been other promotions where, dude, if they were saying the things over messages that they're saying, there'd be a physical reaction.
Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think it's like more of like kind of the bad apples that will do that too. Like you were going on that one guy that missed by a dipshit or whatever you call him. Yeah. So like, dude, if a promoter gets a lot of guys like that, they just start thinking everybody's like that almost. Yeah. So just they're gonna get more guys on the card like this. So then they start getting hard to deal with, kind of like he was just saying. Yeah,
and Cody, it's really not an act for us, right? I think at the end of the day,
no, it's not. It's not.
But you could say that because I think that's fair. But I think the one thing that Up Next is that others aren't, we're a family promotion, right? And so, you know, with our family, we've tried to ensure that the brand that we're building is based on, you know, mutual respect. Because if you don't have respect, you know, you have nothing. Because we as a pros, we've always learned, like we always say, like, if we take care of the fighters take care of the fans, and the fans take care of us. Yeah. Right. And that's what we truly believe in. So first and foremost, it's these athletes who will risk it all, get in there and give 110%. And we see this all the time. So I hate to even say it again, but also on the Up Next platform, you look at how these rising stars fight. They seem like when they fight for Up Next, I've never seen them fight so well. You know what I mean? It seems like they're fighting for something more. They feel important.
It's
you know
what
I mean?
Dude, that last show you guys had, you guys could have told me it was all pro card, and I'd been like, okay, yeah, it seems about right.
Yep.
Yeah. Like it didn't really look like there was any amateurs on there.
Yeah. No, I mean, dude, it was.
I think it's the lights, the promoting we try to do, the content day. Yeah. You also feel like if you're just going to a fucking fight, there's no promotion for it, anything. You just show up, you got to give the promoter 40 tickets and you get in there and fight. Probably not as motivating. You just, you know, sometimes you just rise to what's around you, right? Yeah. And when you got content, you got the schmo doing interviews at certain events, all that stuff. I think people just want to show up and show out.
The skills too, like even like in those fights, no one's gassing out. Nobody's looking super tired. Everybody's going in there shredded, good shape, good teams, good coaches. Like, this literally looks like a UFC card, just all pro card. You wouldn't think there's any amateurs on it.
It's so cool. So many people were like commenting on your guys' posts, you and Attila's, but like, this is better than Strickland versus Duplessis.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was like saying, and it was by 10. It was. Yeah.
And it wasn't amateur either. Like you look at, they're both technical prowess, their durability, their willingness to fight, their corazon, like the pressure, the intensity. Like, dude, that. Everybody from all over the world thought you guys were some of the best pros in the world.
Yeah. Everybody
Did you see the views that it got? Like the international, you see the comments in all the different languages. It was like, I was geeking out on that shit, bro. Like, cause I'd never seen something like that before.
I read in my office, like, up to 1 million views now. We're actually waiting for them.
I'm posting, 1.5, 1.6 every day. I'm watching.
Dude, even some of the DMs I got too from people, like, it was cool, man.
That's awesome.
Really cool, yeah. Even some of the hate was just so funny to go look at.
Dude, the only
so funny people, dude.
Funny. Well, and I think Cody said
when the hate is funny, it's like kind of okay, but when it's like just like coming from a shit person that's just so negative,
you'll just see like
on their profile.
Yeah,
it's like nothing.
Following 3,000 people and
7 followers, no profile picture.
They're like these guys are low level.
Bro, I used to get all spun up on that shit. He's like, Dad, calm the fuck down. Like, what's this guy saying? And this and that. He's like, dude.
It's just increasing engagement.
Honestly, that's how I feel now.
You're still tuned the fuck
these
in.
people that will say it's not high level, like what the fuck are they doing? With
Yeah, bro.
Like,
You liked it and commented on it.
It blew up on Twitter too, and like there's one post I can't remember who posted it, but it's blown up on there, and those comments are like, oh dude, I'll go look at those. They're so funny. You see people in the comments like fighting too. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys seen that Twitter post, but
I'm not on Twitter. So
No?
I didn't see it.
of your guys'
X?
fight?
Yeah, it blew up, and there's people like in the comments.
If you
like,
have the link, send it to me. I'll check
yeah,
it out.
so, like there was one guy who's like, he went off on the fence grabbing, and then some dude was like, there's barely any fence grabbing, and then people are like screenshotting it, posting it, like, what do you mean, like it's so funny.
Look,
dude.
with all due respect, he grabbed the fence, what, 3 times, I think?
Yeah, 3.
But Jason,
Yeah.
I know the fight didn't go your way, but
But
to
it did in some ways.
No, yeah, but like the
Oh, it
W,
did.
whatever.
Yeah.
You know how we feel
Yeah.
about this. But 22 years old, not even a professional yet. You're already kind of, you got thousands of people talking about you online, about your fighting skills, whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of surreal, right? Like it's kind of nuts.
It does feel good. Yeah, I try not to like sit back too much and try
As
to
you
think
should.
about it. Yeah,
Big
and try
picture,
to get it big
keep
head.
Yep.
I hear
for
people
sure.
tell me, and I humbly accept it. But yeah, no, there's sometimes where I sit back. I'm like, dude, I have it good right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm in a good.
You're on the
spot
right track.
now.
Like
I
this
think
is
it's
this
okay
is
to sort of enjoy your moment and feel good
Exactly.
about where you're at in these accomplishments, right?
Yeah.
But then I always say get back to work, right? Like you can enjoy that moment, like in life. Oh, I've accomplished these things. That's great. But I don't want to be fat, dumb, and happy. Get the fuck back to work.
He was in the gym on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Right after, I mean, I was pissed at that loss. It was. I just took it as a loss. Most people would have took it as, oh, I walked away with 3 knockdowns, 3 million views. Like, who cares if I didn't? Like, I went away thinking, like, fuck, what do I need to do to make sure?
But I think you have
What do I need to do so that never
a
happens?
great head
Yeah.
coach where it's like there was good and bad of that, analyze it, learn from it, move on.
I mean, you saw me like right after going. You could see it like in my eyes how bummed out I am and stuff. And
bro, you're a warrior, you're savage. Like no one likes to lose, right?
exactly.
But
exactly.
what do you do after that to make sure it doesn't happen? They're gonna just to improve is what you can
Yep.
do.
Work on the things.
There was a lot of good things you could take from it, and I think a couple things that you learn from.
Like you guys said, my stock went up more this fight than any fight I've ever been in.
Yep.
It's the only one I got KO'd.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts, right? How
It is
how
nuts.
things work.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
It's the beauty in it, though.
Life's
It
a
is.
rocky
It's the
road,
beauty in
bro.
it. Yep.
It is.
I love me some chocolate. Love me some chocolate. Give me some marshmallows.
Hey, so Cody, what else is going on over at XFit? Like classes, you guys run kids program. What else are you guys doing?
I run the Nogi. I run the Nogi program. I teach on Mondays. And then I have Muay Thai Monday through Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the mornings. Monday through Friday in the evenings. We have an amazing boxing curriculum there. Monday through Friday, we have guys working from 5:30 to 7 every day. We have a great gi lineage there under Jamie Fletcher, who's under Eric Paulson, and I think Jean-Jacques,
Eric is a legend.
and I believe Jean-Jacques Machado as well. So we have a very extensive lineage for our gi program, and he runs that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and we have a lot of competitors. And then I run the MMA. And then I have places and people that I outsource to as well. So they're not just all learning from me or whatnot. Like I give my 2 cents, and then there's a lot of other change and input coming in as well. I have my guys going to Millennia and OG, and then I work a lot of drills with them, a lot of more so situational, like jiu-jitsu, situational grappling, and like chaining off the wall systems and whatnot that we have in place. And I've also had buddies of mine like Daniel Park and some very high level MMA guys instill into me and instill into the team that we kind of keep gravitating towards and adjusting and fine tuning. But no, we have a great thing going on at XFit, XFit Combat Sports in Highland. And then that's where I run my Squirrel Muay Thai. But if anybody thinks that we're going in there just to put hands on you and that we're ignorant anywhere, you are falsely mistaken. Falsely mistaken.
So if you're thinking about taking Jason down, think twice. Right? Is that what you're saying?
You're
Well,
gonna have to
Cody,
think
I mean,
twice.
pick your poison. Though, what you rather stay on the feet with Jason, or you rather try to take him down? Like, you know,
if you want to try to take him down, first of all, he has great hips. Second, he's a great wrestler himself.
no, I agree with that. But
Great wrestler. Look at the takedown in the first 20 seconds
no, I
against
hear
Attila.
you, bro. But I'm saying pick your poison. I still think I'd rather probably test the grappling with this man than stand on the feet with him.
You might want to. The only thing is though, when you test something, there's always a repercussion, right? Every action has a repercussion. How do you want to stand with him?
No, absolutely not.
No, I'm actually just grabbing him, trying to take him down and laying on
Do you
top
want to
of
be
him
on
if
the
I'm
ground
fighting
with him on
Jason.
top of you?
No, not on top.
So if you fuck up,
I'd probably rather. I don't know.
So if he lands in mount,
But now I'm thinking about fighting him. I don't want to think about that. I don't like the thoughts going in my head, man.
Mind you, these guys are well versed
For sure.
It doesn't mean we're perfect, no, but we're competent everywhere.
Yeah.
We have good clinch. We have wall systems. We have systems to get up and to keep people down in the open. We have great striking. We have good level changing. We work feints. And everything tunnels into it. You know what I mean? It's movement, it's striking, it's grappling, it's the combination of both. And the culmination of being able to not be damaged in those situations and to give damage in those positions. It's being mindful of the sport that we're taking and accepting fights in. And a lot of these guys have a wealth of experience either in grappling tournaments, wrestling throughout high school, as well as MMA, as well as kickboxing, as well as boxing, and as well as Muay Thai. So my guys are coming in well prepared for war, and that's where the confidence and that's where the flow is coming from in the back room, because we've done our part.
Yeah.
Jason, I have an important question. Does Cody have any dance skills? I just kind of saw his skills right there. Do you think he's got swag?
Bro, he's got all the skills, bro. Dance skills. Oh, don't even get him on the rapping, bro. This dude will freestyle like nothing.
Freestyle something for us.
Oh, snap.
How can I freestyle if my style's not free? I'm a different caliber, a different pedigree. As you can see, the flow cold like -2 degrees.
Ooh.
The flow sick. Fuck around and make you sneeze. Chew, because I'm blessed. Yet I'm never stressed. Empty out the tank until there's no gas left. I just killed it. Acapella. Anything can get resurrected. Don't come at me crazy if you flat chested.
But see, that's just like, that was like 1 second after you said freestyle. You didn't get no time to think or no beat or nothing.
Do you have any skills, Jason?
Just fighting. That's it.
Jason's like, I'm not freestyling for you guys. There's absolutely no way.
I can put someone's lights out. That's about
His
it.
humility, man. Like every time he's in the gym, it doesn't matter if he's working with somebody on their first day. Like I tell people all the time, a lot of these guys have been with me their whole amateur careers. And when somebody new walks in the door, it's not just me teaching. A lot of the champions in the gym are helping somebody on their first day, their first week, and they don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, that guy's good. Yeah, he's a 4-time champ, or he's a national champ. He's a state champ. He's the amateur world champion.
So XFit is not just for fighters. It's for people to come and just learn combat sports also, right?
Yes.
It's like a CrossFit
area
too. We have CrossFit.
Yeah, we have strength and conditioning classes, so on and so forth. Like it's really is a one-stop shop. It's a one-stop shop, and I've had guys from no fights to 4 or 5 belts, and we're still succeeding. I catch planes with my guys, and we go into other people's territory and fight. So it's like, and that's world class WBC rankings, whatnot. 5 guys that are top 5 in the nation, whether it be in kickboxing, MMA, or Muay Thai. It's like it's a plethora. It's a centerpiece for talent and hardworking individuals that work hard lives, that bust their ass, and then after work they bust their ass to get to the gym just to be coachable.
So
it's a great place to be in.
The goal for May 31st is to bring a UNF strap back home.
Oh fuck yeah,
Definitely. 100%. 110%.
And we're not looking past our opponent. We know we have a tough test in front of us. Yet every single fight he's had has been a tough test. We haven't had some silver platter of just like guys that are gonna fall down in front of him. He's fought through hell to be where he's at.
For sure.
Just like Attila fought through hell to get that belt.
Yep.
Well, it takes 2 to tango, and he had a damn good dance partner. And so now we get to showcase on a lovely promotion with lovely marketing team and lovely family behind, so that we can get our hand raised and get some more.
I feel good. I feel
around.
lovely. Thank you, Cody.
Thank you guys.
I like that. No, thank you. What else should we cover, Ryan? Is there anything else that Jason, anything else we should be covering? Any sponsors you want to give shout outs to? Any?
No sponsors. Just shout out to my teams, XFit, Squirrel Muay Thai over there.
Don't forget your mom and dad, bro.
My mom and dad, yeah. Shout out my mom and dad, especially my mom.
You can never forget mom, yeah.
No,
Why
especially
is
my
it
mom.
mom, bro?
You can never forget mom.
No,
the
why
best
is it
mom.
No, that upsets me a little bit because my sons favor my wife, their mom.
Yeah.
Why?
We don't favor
Like
them.
I do way more for them than she does. Why is it like you're shouting out mom? Why is it that you're mama's boy?
Because as a man, we know what's made out for us to do. We know.
Yeah.
It's true.
And the world knows. We don't get a pat on our back for the things that we're supposed to do, which fucking sucks, but it be what it be.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's
Absolutely right. I'm just a little jealous.
No,
Me and this guy hang out all day, do breakfast together.
No, listen,
I give him his props.
I love the love and respect that you have for your family, and the shout out to your mom. And I wouldn't have it any other way, because, you know,
oh yeah,
moms are the key to everything.
I've always said, I've shouted her out after fights, after putting people in the hospital real quick. Shout out my mom. But
Well, just make sure that she comes and sees me. I'll be working the cage door May 31st. That she comes and sees me. I'll make sure that she gets in the cage.
Hell yeah, dude.
Go inside after your fight.
Dude, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just make sure we kind of connect in advance, because we have a monster show, so we're going to have to run it pretty damn quick, to be honest with you, but I'll get her in so you
Dude, one thing I always tell, I've been telling everybody too with you, like, because I fought for a bunch of different promotions, and like with yours, you're like a worker over there. You have the headset on, you're running everywhere. Like, you wouldn't think you're the promoter. You just think that you're like one of the guys in charge of like all the stuff going on, but dude, you're working that night. You're not by
example, right?
Yeah,
so no one else,
no entitlement.
The highest paying guy, right? It can work the cage door, make sure things are running smooth, dude, not take his foot off the gas. Yeah. Why the fuck should everyone else not kind of hold?
He's working hard.
Well, I think it goes back to what you said, right? You're a fighter, you're a coach, you're putting in the work like your athletes are doing, right? So I kind of feel the same way as being a part of the promotion working. I can't just sit back, be having a cocktail. If I'm asking the team to work and have a great environment for the athletes and the fans, I've got to put the work in too.
Yeah. You lead from the front.
Well, I'm trying, at least for the next couple of years, until I pass everything off to him. And then
you can pass everything to me besides the cage door. I don't want to work the cage door. The cage door.
Then I'll sit back at the VIP tables, have a little drink or whatever. But but thank you, Brian. I really appreciate you noticing. But I feel if you guys are putting in the work, I need to put in the work too. So.
Yeah, and that's why people wonder, like, why do you have all this? Why do you have all these fires? Why do you have all this success? It's like, it's all it is. Just
putting in the work.
Yeah.
Ilya Taportia, we're just watching right now. Right?
Exactly.
Step by step. The slow is the only way to your, what is it? What do you say?
He said
slow is the only way to your.
Yeah, there's no elevator. Just slow is the fastest way to get to where you need to go.
Yeah. Step by step.
The process.
Yeah, that's what I try to tell Ryan too. And, you know, it's just like, you can't cut corners. If you want to run a good, classy, legit business, strong foundation, don't cut corners, do everything the right way. It maybe cost you more, take you more time, but if you build a strong foundation, you can just keep building upon it. But if your foundation's weak and shaky,
you guys got a lot of bridges too. I don't see any burned bridges. Just the dynamic that you guys have with all the teams out here in the regional circuit. These are some of the best teams in the fucking world, and everybody's fighting for you guys. Yeah, everybody.
I think we're pretty good. I mean, I think there are a couple people out there that aren't big fans of ours. I don't think it's any fault of ours.
Yeah, I
one thing I've learned too is we can't make everyone happy, and we're not a fit for everybody.
Fair.
We're trying though.
Yeah. We don't do anyone dirty, right? I mean, some things don't align. Maybe it doesn't make sense on both ends, but you know, we're not gonna be those people that do people dirty, and bridges don't get burned for the most part.
Second to that, as a pro, I want to say it was weeks, if not months after my pro debut. Everything was out of sight, out of mind. I was focused back on work and getting the guys ready for their fights, and then I get a Zelle from the promotion where everybody from Up Next, from everybody that bought a visual like a pay-per-view.
Oh, the paper, yeah.
They didn't send me anything, didn't shoot me a message. All I got was my money, and then they hit me up. That was the most honest, respectable, and that left a very good taste in my mouth. I've never had that from any other fucking promotion ever. And I've been on pay-per-view a few fucking times. That was awesome. That made me feel great.
Oh, thanks. Well, I'm a big stickler when it comes to money.
But you guys don't deserve anything. That's how it should be. That's how we believe it, and we think it should be. So we hold ourselves to that standard. Other people that are doing it, that's why we talk a little shit. Not shit, but you know, we don't think that's how it should be.
That shit was out of sight, out of mind for me. And then I got a few $100 and I was like, damn.
Yeah, if we owe it to you, we owe it to you. No one should have to chase you. That's one thing I'm a big stickler on the financial side of things. That's why, like us, you know, we pay everybody right away, and we're very diligent about it. We do our very best because no one should have to chase you for money. If you owe it to somebody, pay it.
Yep. You know what I mean? Well, that's why I'm excited for my guys to go pro, representing Up Next.
Let's go.
And then not have to worry about them at least getting fucking what's owed to them.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're looking forward to it. May 31st, you guys.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Awesome.
Thanks for being on.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.